All right, perfect. So thanks, Sabrina, for joining us today. Let me give you a quick introduction. You're so generous with your time, so I appreciate it. Sabrina Schottenhamel, is that how you
Yes.
pick it?
Yep.
Perfect. My last name is Hieronymus, so, you know, I understand that. Right. Sabrina Schottenhamel is a licensed massage therapist and a professional speaker. She's been a massage therapist for 16 years and has been speaking professionally for 7, delivering keynotes and workshops. Her passion is for health and wellness, compelled to share her message with a larger audience. This has become a perfect blend with the healing touch of her hands and the speaking with the power of her voice to share her wealth of knowledge. In 2013, she decided to join the Woodridge Toastmasters Club and propel her speaking career. And then in 2015, she won the Best Speaker of the Year award. So that's awesome. Yeah. She's spoken to colleges, universities, libraries, and professional organizations across the state. She's also a member of the National Speakers Association and has 2 articles published for Skin Inc. magazine. So welcome, Sabrina, and thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, April. I appreciate the warm welcome, and thank you both for joining live, and then whoever is watching the recording, thank you for watching the recording, and let me know if you have any questions at the end. I can include my contact information, or April can as well. So let me ask you live on the call, you 2 ladies, do you practice self-care?
I try, yes.
Try. Okay, well, at least you're trying. That's a good thing. So on a scale from 0 being no self-care, 10 being I practice self-care every day, what would you rate your level of self-care? You can type that in the chat box.
Scale of 1 to 10, or what did you say?
0 to 10. 0 being I don't practice self-care at all. 10 being I practice every day, all the time.
You know, don't hate me, but probably 9. I mean, 9.
That's good. Wonderful.
You know, for you.
I do. I mean, I'm on my, I have a little bike that I work and obviously being in the industry of skincare is very important, morning and night, and doing my masking and my Korean masks and my Epsom salt baths on Sunday night are always great. So yeah.
Great. And April, for you, how would you rate your self-care?
I'm about a 7.
Well, that's bad.
I don't do it every day, but several days out of the week I do, so.
That's good. Awesome. Well, I want to share some simple self-care techniques, and I want to share about taking breaks. Now, simple self-care, that's like my biggest passion. Simple self-care, I call it simple because it's little things you can incorporate into your day that don't take a lot of time or money, but when you practice them on a regular basis, you start to feel the benefits. Better energy, better posture, an overall sense of well-being. Your productivity is up, and you're just happier and healthier overall. I will be sharing some of those techniques along with how to take breaks, what to do on those breaks, and then why we need to take those breaks. Okay? So you told me, let's see, Brigit, you said that you take a salt bath, you do some exercise, and you do your little facial masks. So those things are, which, I would call simple self-care because they really don't take a huge chunk of time or money out of your day, but you said that you rate yourself a 9, and I'd probably vouch for that too. If you are in the industry, then you know how important it is, just like me, as a massage therapist. And that's why I got into speaking on simple self-care and practicing these little techniques throughout my day. When I became a massage therapist, I worked at a spa right away for about 4 years and then started building clients on the side. And then right after I got married in 2007, probably about 2 weeks after, I quit my job from the spa and started my own business. So not only, was I newly married, we had a condo, and then I decided to start my own business, because why not? Why not add another piece of stress there? But at the time, I didn't feel like it was stressful. I was like, I knew that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to work for myself. Both my parents work for themselves. Both my sisters work for themselves. It just sort of fits into our family. And when you're building a business, you work and you do all the things. You work 6 to 7 days a week, not only in the business, but on the business. And over time, sometimes you feel a little bit crazy and overwhelmed, maybe even burnt out. And that's what I was experiencing. So I went to my logical husband. He recommended, of course, that I take days off and that I say no to clients. But when you're in it, you are unsure of how to do that. When you're building a business, you can't say no, but I had to, because I was experiencing that burnout. I was experiencing like a little bit of resentment towards my clients, because I was giving them massages, but I wasn't receiving massage. I wasn't doing anything really nice for myself other than exercise. That's the one thing I've always done consistently. So I stepped back. I started taking 1 to 2 days off eventually, practicing these little techniques throughout my day, making sure I don't schedule clients too close together so that I have time to breathe, to hydrate, to eat, to nourish my body in between, so I could provide my clients the best possible service that I promised them. And over time, it just sort of worked out where I was feeling better, my clients were experiencing better massages, and then I decided to go into speaking. And here I am now, sharing about my simple self-care techniques and about how to schedule in breaks. And I have a free Facebook group that is called Breaktime. And so that's why I love sharing this information with different groups and with colleges and other organizations, because some people don't practice these techniques. And Brigit, like you were saying in the beginning, with kids e-learning at home or the hybrid, moms and dads are becoming the teachers, not only the parents, but then they have to cook and clean, and they do all the things and juggle all those things. It's really important to schedule these things into your day. So let me get into the what, the how, and the why of Breaktime, and then intermingled throughout there, I will share a little more of the simple self-care techniques that I'm talking about, that I use for myself and that I share in my group. So the what of Breaktime is, what the heck do I do on my breaks? Well, it's practice these little techniques. Prepare ahead so that you know in between your Zoom calls, your meetings, in person, or taking your kids places, or dealing with their e-learning schedules. Make sure you prepare ahead throughout the day, the week, so that you have 5 minutes here, 5 minutes here, 10 minutes here, and then you have your longer breaks. So schedule those throughout the day, and then practice little techniques. Pretend to go off into, la la land for 5 minutes and do some imagination. You can sit back, close your eyes, take 1 to 3 deep breaths, especially since we've been staring at our computer screens for the last 6 months, and when we're doing all these Zoom calls, it's very taxing on the eyes. Close your eyes, take 1 to 3 deep breaths. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed. Relax that jaw and that space right between your eyebrows. Soften everything. Maybe even get up and take a little stretch or a lap around your house, your office, if you can get outside for a few more minutes. Get some fresh air, get some sunshine. You can put on a guided meditation or a prayer if that works for you, or even your favorite song. And put your earbuds on and maybe take a little lap and listen to that favorite song or that meditation. And these are those little things that you can do for yourself in 1 to 5 minutes. So the 1 to 5 minute break is what I call your mini break, because everybody has 1 to 5 minutes. If you've ever found yourself scrolling on social media or responding to emails or just trying to go through all your emails, that usually takes about 1 to 5 minutes. So instead of mindlessly scrolling on Facebook or social media or doing something that really doesn't value you or your time, how about instead fill it with a little bit of simple self-care and take a break? I've explained a few of the things that I do on my breaks. If you want to either type in the chat or speak up, ladies, you can share some things that maybe some ideas or some things that you would want to do on some of your scheduled breaks throughout the day. So Brigit, you can unmute yourself or type in the chat however you feel. Anything from you, April? Oh, you're both muted. I appreciate you muting yourself in case there's any background noise. That's okay.
I shut my computer off for a minute.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And just walk away. Sometimes I go outside, get some fresh air.
Yeah.
Just step away for a little bit.
Probably walking my dog. Sorry, my cleaning people are here today, but so I'll have to be walking upstairs shortly. So
okay.
Thanks for bearing with me. But I've got my little dog here. I walk the dog. That does break up the monotony for sure, and she needs to walk. So we go for a walk, and I don't know. And then the other thing I've been doing is trying something different. Is once a week doing something creative. Like we went to the Wheaton Art Festival Sunday. Just trying to because we just do get in a zone. We do get in some kind of complacency with everything, including not having much fun and buying into this situation we're all in, which is feeling trapped. So I try and, I don't know, but I'm open to more ideas. So
wonderful.
Yeah.
Some of the things that I share in my Breaktime group on Facebook is, I'm going to be having some guest speakers coming up in the next month or two, and probably 1 to 2 speakers speaking on whatever their expertise is. And it was interesting. I surveyed the members a few months ago, and they wanted different things for themselves, for their family, like how to grow plants or how to grow food for yourself and your family, and DIY projects. So it's just totally mixing it up, finding a new hobby that you love and you're passionate about. But the one main thing is just taking those mini breaks, and especially stretching or moving your body, because when we get stressed, our shoulders go up, or we're sitting on the computer, or we're on our phone and our heads drop forward, so we have poor posture, and that causes strain and stress on the back of the body. And when you're causing that stress and strain on the back of the body, your muscles are working overtime, and then it's making you more tired. So you need to really stand up, stretch, and move, and especially breathe too, because breathing is so important to calm the mind and calm the body. And then it's amazing how just 1 or 2 breaths can make you feel so much more calm. So thank you, ladies, for participating in the what of Breaktime. Now the how of Breaktime is, how do I schedule these breaks into my day? Well, I was saying in the very beginning that you need to plan out your day and schedule whether it's 1 to 5 minutes of your day break. And then I call it a mid-size or a moderate break. That would be more of like your, if you have a little more time, 10 minutes up to 15 minutes, or even 5 to 15, whatever you think. And then your mandatory break would be your longest break. That's your nourishment break, where you have to step away from your desk, close your computer like April was saying, and eat mindfully. You leave your phone, leave your computer, maybe go out, sit outside on a nice day, or put on just some relaxing music and get yourself in the zone so that you're able to enjoy each bite. And then you're more satisfied after every meal. And you're treating your body well, you're chewing your food really well. And of course, we need to stay hydrated. So, so scheduling in these breaks and making sure that you know, okay, between these two calls, I have 5 minutes only. So I set out my water, I set out my little snack, and I drink my water throughout the meeting. But then in between those 5 minutes, I'm going to get up and refill my water, or use the restroom, get a snack, maybe take out the garbage, or just an excuse to walk outside to get the mail that you didn't get yesterday. Or if you do have 5 to 15 or 20 minutes, take your longer break. Another recommendation of how to schedule in these breaks is, again, look at your day and set your timer, whether it's on your phone, your smartphone, or grab an old kitchen timer from the store. But make sure that you're setting it away from you, so you have to get up and turn it off. You're not tempted to just hit snooze right next to you, because that's just too easy. Another recommendation is get up and move every hour minimum. Sometimes, and you can raise your hand or type in the chat box, or if you're watching on the recording, you're probably guilty of sitting for 1.5 hours, 2 hours, maybe even 3 hours without moving. And if you've ever experienced that, sometimes you get that brain fog, or you're working on a project or a task and you feel stuck and your mind starts wandering all over the place. That is the number one key to know, okay, like April said, close my computer, step away, and move your body, hydrate, nourish, breathe, whatever it might be. You need to get away, focus on yourself, and then when you have to come back for your next meeting, task, or whatever you need to complete, I promise that you will feel so much more clear-headed and ready to tackle the next project and get through the rest of that day. It's amazing. So that is the how of break time, is scheduling in those breaks, setting timers, and then practicing those simple self-care techniques, making sure that you're getting up at least once an hour. And now, why are we doing this? Well, I basically just told you part of it in the how is so that you can be more productive, you can have more energy, and get more things done overall, so that you have time at the end of your day to spend with your family, your kids, to help them with their challenging situations with the e-learning or hybrid learning. It will make you happier, healthier, and more productive. Basically, it's simple as that. Why are we taking these breaks? Why are we practicing simple self-care? So that we can serve from a place of fullness, from satisfaction, from contentment, to serve our families, our friends, our clients, our customers. Like I was sharing in the beginning, when I was resenting my clients because I was overworking myself, you have to remember to step back and be able to provide your clients the best quality service that you can. Otherwise, why do you have your own business, and why do those clients want to continue working with you? Now I have a couple more questions before I recap and then close it out for today. How do you value yourself, ladies, or whoever's watching on the recording? How do you value yourself? Just maybe you could even write down that question. You don't have to answer it now. You can answer it later, or if something comes to you tomorrow, but write down the question, how do I value myself? And then when you are learning about self-care and break time, how will you go back to work later today? Will you go back and do the same things that you were doing before? Or will you take some of these break time and self-care tips and techniques, and will you start implementing them today?
Mm-hmm.
So you can write that question down too, or just maybe even jot down in your notes. What will you do? Go back to the normal craziness, or will you add in some simple self-care and breaks? So again, just recapping, the what of breaks, break time, is what to do on those breaks. And then how is how often you take those breaks, how to schedule them into your day, and then why is the benefits of how good you're gonna feel once you start practicing these techniques. And not only are you gonna notice this, but everyone around you is gonna notice. You are a different person, and then you can teach these techniques to them as well. So thank you so much for having me, April, and ladies for joining, or if you're watching on the recording. I want to share a gift with you. And I also want to invite you all to my Breaktime group. So the gift I want to share with you will help you on maybe like a mid-sized break, 5 to 15 minute break. It's a guided relaxation technique. So it takes you through, it's called the 4-7-8 breath to help calm you down. So I will put that link in the chat box. And you can click on that whenever you have time later today. And then you could download the video, and it's me walking you through this breathing technique. So again, it's just taking 5 to 15 minutes to watch this guided relaxation video, or you can do it before bed if you have a lot of crazy thoughts going through your head, or you have your to-do list that you have to work on that to-do list, and then shut down for the night. And then I also want to invite you to my Breaktime group. It's a free group on Facebook where we share fun self-care tips and breaks. And there might even be a few little dance parties. We have some fun, we have accountability, and it's just a sense of community where we can share our wins about self-care, something that we might be struggling with at the time, and just really ultimately support one another in all of our self-care goals. So I'm going to put that link in the chat box as well, and you can click on that, and I believe in the recording it'll show up with the notes, and if not, then April can include that with the link so that you can join us over there. Ladies, do you have any questions for me since you're live and we can interact a little bit more?
Yeah. What are your favorite techniques for just those mini breaks? What do you do? Just sit back, close your eyes, do a little breathing? What's your favorite thing to do?
Usually my favorite, especially when I'm sitting in front of the computer, is stretching. So I'll get up and I'll kind of move my hips from side to side, maybe, open up my chest a little bit, reach my arms to the ceiling, and then breathe. And then, of course, because I'm always hydrating, I always have at least, depending on the length of the meeting, I always have my tea with me or my water, and I'm constantly sipping on that. So in between my meetings, I'm walking to the restroom. And as you're walking to the restroom, you can also do some stretches, some twists, maybe even some walking lunges, or you could, as you walk to the restroom, you could put on your favorite song, and you could do a little dance on the way there and a dance on the way back. Just make it fun for yourself. So those are fun and of course creative. So get creative. On days that are really nice, and I don't know, I haven't seen the sun yet today, but on days that are sunny, I love to get outside and just walk around the complex, or over this month of September, I was riding my bike. I rode 77 miles in the month of September because I was helping to raise money for children with cancer. There was a challenge going on. So that was a really fun thing for me to do in between calls and meetings and clients.
Awesome. How do you wind down at the end of the night besides the guided meditation.
Guided meditation. Yes, I put on some music, like guided relaxation music or something to help me go to sleep. But lately I've been drinking this tea called kava tea, or really any kind of tea, anything that warms your body helps to relax you. But kava tea is a stress relieving tea.
Oh.
And I'll type it in the chat box. Kava tea. It's Yogi brand.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just got a light sweetness. And actually my husband and I had a tea last night before we went to bed, and he was all relaxed. He's like, wow, this is really nice. I'm like, yeah. If I'm, especially on the weekends, if we're just like chilling out or watching something on TV, I'll grab my tea. And sometimes I have to go to bed like at 8:30 or 9 because I'm just so relaxed after I drink my tea.
Where can you find this? Should we get it online or any of the stores?
You can buy it at the stores, like Meijer has it, Mariano's. Yeah, I guess like Whole Foods would probably have it. Fruitful Field. Yeah, pretty much anywhere. The Yogi brand is the one that I've found. And then of course there's other probably relaxation teas or something fun.
I love
the
it.
other one I really like for winter is called throat coat tea.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We have that.
That one has a really nice.
My husband's big on that. I'm big
Yeah.
on tea. Throat coat is awesome.
Yeah, I love that one. So that's another one that is really good for the fall and winter.
Yeah.
But that's what I've been doing lately, is just doing my breathing techniques, stretching, moving, drinking my warm tea before bed. That's how I wind down. Also getting my to-do list out of my head before I go to sleep is a really good way to be able to sleep without waking up in the middle of the night with, oh my gosh, I totally forgot to call this person or put this on my to-do list or get this done today. So if you can do that before bed, that's very helpful so that you're able to just turn off and sleep.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm laughing because I guess I've been putting into action everything you've been talking about, because I've been moving around the house because I've got my wonderful house cleaners here. And so that's where I'm like, and then of course the dog has to go to the bathroom. So I'm outside. I'm sure my neighbors are going, there she goes again. But I had to crack up because you've seen just about almost every room of our house. It's because I'm so apologetic, because I'm so much about not being a distraction and stopping the video, and I'm laughing going, oh my gosh. So apologies, but I was listening, taking notes. I was like,
no.
I was putting into action what you were saying. Get up and get moving.
We're moving, yep.
Yeah, but it is true that people, you don't realize how much we're on Facebook or, and I love the idea of, instead of immediately going to your phone and checking Instagram, and which has just become almost a habit, which isn't really a good habit, I love that idea of catching yourself and doing something else, like, a quick cruise around the house or dancing or whatever, or listening to your favorite song. That's a good one. That will always do it. Great music is so important. Oxygen to the soul, for sure.
Yes, for sure.
I love that idea of, mixing it up. And, because we just get into a zone sometimes, you don't even know how you drove somewhere. You're like, so taking a different direction, or, going, mixing it up. So you have to really think and about what you're doing, because I think everyone's walking around a little bit of a tunnel vision these days. So I love the tea idea. Super excited. And it's so funny because my husband drinks all the time, but I'm going to go get this tea today. So thank you on that.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I don't think Mariano's had that one. I know we bought it just recently at Meijer, and Pete's had it.
Oh, okay.
Pete's Fresh Market.
Okay,
yeah.
Great. I'll definitely check it out. I love it. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, thank you. And that was the other good thing that you just mentioned, Brigit, is using your brain, because we are on autopilot so many times, and like, how did I drive here, or did I even do that? And then you look back, you're like, yeah, I did send that email, or,
Yeah,
um,
great.
so what I found at Five Below about a month ago or something like that is, instead of just playing games on your phone, word games that do make you think, but you don't always want to be staring at your phone or your computer playing a game. So I went to Five Below and I was looking for a crossword puzzle, and they had 3 or 4 different types of them. The old-fashioned book that you have to circle,
Right.
and so I think that is fun too, because it's good for your brain. You're not staring at a computer, and it's something you're doing with your hand and your brain and coordination, and
Yep.
you can get outside and you can have fresh air, and so it's just changing things up to make your brain think a little bit more.
100%. And that's why I'm still old school. I like books, like the actual book, and not like book on. And I mean, I obviously listen to a lot of YouTube when I'm putting my makeup on and motivation and whatnot, but I just love forcing yourself to literally read, turn the pages, make notes, highlight.
Yeah.
And when people, even when I get on the plane, we laugh so much, my husband and I, because we're both like this. Well, we haven't been traveling a lot lately, but when we do, we both have like 3 or 4 books, and we're like, really? You are not going to read these all on the plane? Well, I think I need this one. I need this one. And then one time he finally said, because sometimes we'll even travel to Europe and whatnot with my company, and he's like, why don't you just copy? Like, take the book and copy the first 10 pages, and that's all you're going to read. But I still wanted the book, we still wanted the book. There's something about, anyway, I'm just rambling, but yeah. So some things are so I love the idea of getting the crossword puzzle, not getting one online or whatever, like literally writing and forcing yourself to do. And one of the things that I've been doing lately, I just was turned on to the Artist's Way book. And it's called morning notes. And so 30 minutes before, like, set your clock 30 minutes earlier than you normally would get up. And you literally write in a journal 3 pages of note, anything you want to try, anything you want to, through anything. It could just be, I don't even know what I'm saying, I just need to write my notes. But it's a brain dump in the morning. And so it could be positive affirmations, and they said, don't share them with anyone and don't reread them. So I've been doing this project now for 2 weeks. I love it. And I'm starting to feel guilty if I miss a day. And I think I've only maybe missed 2. And it's to get your creativity going. Your deep, we all have the artist inside of us, like to be a writer or to be whatever. But it's helped lawyers and teachers, and not just people who are artists. And so I'm really loving it. And then one time a week, you have to do something artsy, something creative. So that's something. So I'm loving having to write and read, and I'm sticking to it. It's like it's a 12-week self course. So I'm like, okay, till December 15th, here I go. But anyway, just thought I'd throw that out there, because you're talking about like the writing and, doing the crossword puzzles. And so that's just something I'm kind of doing right now to get myself changing it up a little bit.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. And, Sabrina, I would love to get your information, or get it from April, and reach out to you so you have my information too, because I'd love to have you speak, if you're open, to the women in business in Wheaton.
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
I always look for outside speakers, and I think that your topic is great because, because I schedule all the speakers, and I'm looking for people that, will share concrete information like you have done, that will apply. It's perfect, everything you went over. So I think that would be a really good benefit.
Great. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, I'll share Sabrina's info with you.
Great. And April, you and I need to connect too.
Yeah.
For sure. Oh my gosh, my dog. See, I'm telling you.
Working from home.
It's the new norm.
Yeah.
That's my email. I'll share that there.
Oh, I'll put my email in here too.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Sabrina. I appreciate you coming and taking time with us today.
Yes.
I'm sorry it wasn't a bigger group, but I'll spread it around and
Okay,
share the
yeah.
recordings.
And yeah, you can share the recording with me too, and I can share it with my people, and I'll, if that's okay, can I share it on YouTube, like create a link and
Yeah.
share it on YouTube? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
Awesome. Okay. Go get.
Did I get that right? Did you guys get my email? Or there we go. There we go.
There it is.
Oh yeah.
Perfect. And it's Brigit Briddle-Huyvaert. Okay, great. Awesome. Yeah, I would love it. You know, I always say that great things come from everything we do.
Yeah.
And I know exactly, sometimes you're like, oh, you know, you might have 50 people on, you might have one person, but it's just that one person or two that can direct you to another group of people. And that's really what's great.
Right.
So it's not always the crowd, but it's what comes out of it. And I do appreciate your time as well.
Oh, thank
I
you.
took tons of notes, and we'll share them with my people, and we'll definitely connect. Send me an email and we'll exchange phone numbers.
Okay.
And April will talk too.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love it.
Yeah, and thank you for putting this together today. And I'm so happy I got the email. I'm like, hey, I'm going to this. So
yeah, and I'm glad. I haven't seen you in a long time, so
I
I'm glad
know.
we can reconnect. That's
Well,
awesome.
we are totally gonna change that, and I'm gonna be, you know, you'll be seeing more of me for sure.
Awesome. Okay.
Okay, well, you guys have an awesome day. Happy
Yeah.
Winning Wednesday.
That's
Yay.
it.
Thank you.
Thanks, ladies.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you so much, Sabrina.
Thank you.